Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are not, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing this super purpley pink eye, like super intense and just glamorous for absolutely no reason, because the world is just like falling apart around us. But today we're going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette and just using some of these really pretty purpley pink shades down here and just, you know, going in. And I really want this video to be super casual and it actually turned out to be a very informative video. I gave you guys so many tips, but also just like I was chatting a little bit. And, you know, I feel like when I first got into makeup, I feel like a lot of us were this way, that like we would just like play with makeup. Like if you were really into makeup, like that's what you did, you just played in it. And I feel like that's what I really got to do today and what I really wanted out of this, and I'm really glad I got to do it, and I'm glad I get to share it with all of you guys. So if you want to just go ahead and play with makeup, even though we have absolutely nowhere to go, and just grab your makeup brushes, grab a snack, and let's just get in it and play with some makeup together. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have not subscribed yet, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be starting with my Wet n Wild Lavender Sleeping Lip Mask. This is what it looks like. I've already dug into it here. I actually couldn't find this at my Walmart, but my mom and my stepdad are in North Carolina. Yes, so I was able to pick this up at Walmart in North Carolina, and you guys, that Walmart was so nice. I was like super impressed. I'm just like, wow, all the other Walmart needs to get it together. But this smells so nice, and I saw Juicy Jazz talk about this, and truly I was like, lavender, like lavender essential oil on my lips, like I felt like that would kind of bother me because lavender is pretty strong, and it is strong, but it kind of dissipates after you put it on. And you guys, it's so nice. I also do have the Laneige lip sleeping mask, which is like the berry flavor. And like, it's good, but like, it's overrated. Like, I really was so excited for it. I'm like so struggling to put this lid back on. But yeah, I was super excited for it, and the reality is that it is super, super overrated. Like I have one from Ulta Beauty that is like a watermelon one, and that one is my favorite. This one is a close second, but definitely more affordable and you get more product. But like the Laneige one is like super overhyped, honestly. Like it's nice, but like come on, it's not that nice, you know? So I'm gonna pick up my hair. I've been using this headband every time I do my makeup to like just get my hair out of my face, which is super nice. So I've already put some moisturizer on my skin, and it feels really supple and nice right now. So I'm also gonna go, my skin has been super dry, so I'm also gonna go in with a really moisturizing primer. This is the Major Hangover from Too Faced. It is their Hangover primer. This is the It's So Big version, so it's larger than the normal one. I actually found mine at TJ Maxx, which is nice because like way more affordable than buying it at like Sephora or something. But yeah, my nose has been peeling because I've been kind of like slacking on my skincare despite being home. I guess I just kind of got lazy, you know? But yeah, my skin has been really, really dry, and I haven't worn makeup in like 2 weeks or something crazy. Maybe more, you guys. It's been a long time since I've worn makeup. So I thought it'd be really nice to go in with something really moisturizing. That's really great. I'm also going to go with my Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. I have mine in the shade F7, and this is not the dewy one. I tried the dewy one, and good God, I could not get like behind it. I didn't like it at all. I think, yeah, a big part of it is that I don't like dewy products that much, like foundations. I'd rather my foundations be matte, but like that was not good. Like the shade color was like so pink and weird on me, and I even got the same shade, and it was just super strange. I am pretty pale, so my F7 is like definitely a paler shade for me of the foundations that I use, but it is a really nice match for my skin, and I'm hoping to just like bronze and like feel more like myself, because I normally, like on a regular day-to-day of my life, I wear makeup a lot because I film and stuff like that. I actually like leave the house, so it feels a little weird not wearing makeup, like not even applying makeup like once in all this time. So yeah, I also want to address the fact that like I feel like for a while there I didn't see any beauty YouTuber or beauty blogger like talk about the situation happening, and I Love Sarah E on YouTube was like one of the first people to talk about it and just be like, I feel you guys. Like she was basically saying like, I feel like the anxiety too, I feel the stress behind it. And I just want to let you guys know that like, because she said it, it made me feel better. And so I want you guys to know too that like, it's a weird time in the world, and like we all feel the same. So you're not alone if you are feeling like this is just very overwhelming, or you're scared or whatever, you know? I just wanted to make sure that I also got that message out there to my subscribers. So actually I thought this color would match me really well, and I guess it kind of does, but it does look lighter than my body. So we're definitely going to have to do some bronzing, but I'm going to go with my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. This one is in the shade Vanilla. This is a really great concealer, super full coverage. I'm really disappointed because I was going to pick up a new Tarte Shape Tape at the Ulta Beauty sale, but I actually totally missed it because I didn't want to have to purchase it online, and the Ulta that was close to me had already closed. So a little disappointing, but at the same time, like, you know, I can get concealer another day. I'm not even out of mine yet, so I'm also going to go ahead and blend this out and just set this off camera because it's just concealer. But I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I have mine, or sorry, powder. I have mine in the shade Fair Light, and this is what it looks like. And so I'm just going to dump some out on the lid and set this as soon as it is done, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm in the process of doing my face right now, and I've already blended out this side of the concealer and I've set this one, but I actually decided to just go ahead and try this. Every time I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna ruin this somehow because my sponge is wet. But I just set my under eye with my wet sponge and it looks pretty good. Like, I'm a little shook. So if you're afraid, now is the time to play with makeup and try techniques you haven't used before. Basically, I just flipped my sponge over and pressed in the powder underneath my eye. On the side that like didn't have the concealer, and I'm just gonna do this on the rest of my face. Like, I don't know why it's really scary to me, like, or the idea of it was really scary to me to do under my eyes. Like, I think on the rest of my face I can, especially around my nose, I can get away with baking because it's really oily, like my nose area, and I get a lot of creasing right here. But on my under eyes sometimes I feel like they're a little dry. I feel like that's a nice technique to like not have such dry under eyes because like it just gets pressed in with the moisture of the sponge. I was honestly so shook. So if you guys haven't tried that technique yet, I feel like now is a great time to try it, you know? Okay guys, so base is done. I know I look like very ghostly right now. I did just use my Maybelline Better Skin powder. I have mine in the shade Classic Ivory, and yes, I have hit like major pan on this, but it's still going strong, so I'm still using it. I have been just like trying to go through products that I'm like hitting pan on and stuff like that because I have a lot of products and I'm like, let's just use things that like I have extras of, and like let's just go through things. So I'm also gonna go in and bronze my face up today. I think I'm also going to go with a different bronzer, but I'm going to start with this one. This is the Muru Muru Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I have the original. This is just the shade Bronzer. This is the one, like the shade, the bronzer consistently. Like I use this all the time to do my nose. And it's just because like it is so buttery that like it doesn't, I don't know, like mess with the makeup underneath my nose, if you know what I mean. Like sometimes I feel like this area can get pretty like sensitive in the sense of like products being set and everything. So this is a really soft product, and it's just really good. So I'm just gonna bronze with this all over the face, but then on my nose I'm also going to take just like a little teeny tiny little brush and I'm gonna contour my nose with this as well. I feel like a lot of you guys have seen these steps over and over and over again, but I did want to include it and just do like a full face, like get ready with me kind of situation. Also, my lips look and feel super juicy, so definitely loving that sleeping mask. I also picked up some new lip products from Wet n Wild, so we're gonna get to try those out at some point in this video as well. I picked up some of their new lipsticks, so that's super exciting because hello, affordable makeup is my calling. Okay guys, so as you can see, my nose is already done and so is my face. I wanted this look, whatever I'm doing, like I really feel like I want to be so bronzy. So I'm gonna go with another bronzer, but what I'm doing right now is also just like taking some of this bronzer under my lip, and that's a little harder to do when you have a lip mask on. But like I said, my skin is so dry, my lips have been so dry, so I really feel like it was needed. But I'm like doing it super carefully as to not like dip my brush into lip product. So yeah, love this bronzer, but it is a little bit more on the subtle side. Like I really wanted something a little more warm. Actually, this isn't that much warmer, but it's a little bit warmer. This is the Morphe Glamabronze bronzer in the shade Icon. I love this, and they actually brought it back for this summer. So if you guys didn't get to pick it up last summer or didn't like have your shade, they actually also extended the shade range as well. So I'm gonna pop some of this on too, on my cheeks mostly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of contouring and like deepening of the face with the Park Ave Princess palette from Tarte. This is a really nice palette and it's just really versatile, so I like this. I'm gonna take some of these deeper shades on a little dome brush, a nice little loose dome brush. And I'm gonna just pop this back here because I really feel like we need it today. But I haven't had the motivation to do my makeup at all during this time. Like, I've just been letting my skin chill. Not that it's been doing great, to be honest, but let me know if you guys are feeling that, because like I'm just like, I don't want to get ready. Like, I don't want to do anything. All right. I was gonna use this and I forgot to do it earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it now. There are no rules to makeup. I'm gonna do whatever I want. So this is the Photofinish primer. Photofinish? Yes. Primer spray. This is the primer water from Smashbox. This is like the OG one. I haven't used this. Like, I bought it. It came in like right before all this happened, and like I just never got around to like putting makeup on. So I'm gonna spray some on my face now and see how I like it, just like on top of stuff, because honestly, like my primer waters, I use them at every step of my routine. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning or the end or whatever. Like, I love my primer waters and like my sprays and stuff. So I got a whole lot of them, and yes, I bought another one, but this one was on sale when I got it, so it was really exciting for me. So whoa, the spray on this is really nice, but like I couldn't figure out where I was aiming. It is very nice. It's super like, well, now my eyelids are primed for sure. It's super nice. I really like this. I think it made my skin look way less powdery, number one. And number two, I feel like the spray and the scent on that is really nice. I've never used it before. It's been literally just sitting at my makeup desk, like just hanging out, waiting for me to get around to it. So that was nice. Wow. I follow a page on Instagram. I think it's called BFF Beauty Deals. I'm gonna let you guys know real quick. I'm gonna insert a clip of it here because you guys need to follow this page. Like, the sales, the deals I have gotten because of following this page, like, it's called Beauty Deals BFF. They post like all of this stuff, and some of them are affiliate links, but like literally their entire page is literally just sales and deals and stuff, and they just do a really good job. So I'm gonna post this here and link them down below. This is one of my favorite pages to follow on social media because, like, hello, I'm getting a great deal on products that I have been wanting to get or have been wanting to try, like the primer water, and you know, they just look out for all these deals and they have really great codes and stuff. So I'm gonna go in with some highlight, and I like to do a nice subtle highlight and then go in with something a little more intense. So I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. I love this. It's super rose gold and just like intense. This is the second one that I have or I'm going through. I've already gone through one of these and I really like this product. I'm gonna go in with the Sleek Makeup Cleopatra's Kiss highlighting palette, and I'm going to take the gold. There's two powders and then two creams. I don't really like the creams in here and I don't really ever use them, but the powders are really nice, and the gold powder in here is such a dupe for the ABH Amrezy highlighter. I mean, yes, it's way smaller, but I think this is like $8. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera, prime my eyelids, and I'm going to do one eye off camera and come back so we can do one eye together and I can show you guys the look for today, which as of right now, I'm not really sure what it's going to be. It's going to be something real colorful though, so just bear with me. Okay guys, so this is the eye. I did create it with the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and y'all, I'm so excited for this look. I feel like this palette has so much versatility. I know I've already done the purple look on this on my channel, but I hadn't gotten to really dive into the shade Therapy Sesh, which was like probably my favorite shade that I used during this look. So super excited for that. I already did go ahead and apply the primer that I'm going to use for my eye. It is the Wet n Wild Photofocus concealer in the shade Light Honey. This is a great primer for my eyes. It's my favorite. It's the one I always use. So I like to go in with a really flat brush. This, you can see how thin it gets. This is the Ulta Beauty Flat Concealer Brush. And I wanted to show you guys the amount that I put on my eye, because I feel like sometimes we don't really ever see like the amount that people put of primer or whatever on their eye. And sometimes that really matters, you know? So I did like 2 swipes of it on across my eyelid, and you can see that it's a lot, but I like to get a lot on there in the center of the lid and then disperse it lightly to carve out my brow bone. And then what I like to do is just kind of like pat this area out, kind of like a swiping patting motion. I've been using another brush to supplement the way that I do this, and that is this little domed brush. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques, and I use it right here specifically. It's just like almost as if it was acting as your finger, honestly. It's such a good brush for that little area right there. I'm gonna go in with the shade Positivity-TEA first, because I really wanted to like have some pinky peachiness peeking through, and I think that shade is like super intense and neon. So like at first when I applied it, I was like, oh, that's scary, because I'm going in with such a vibrant shade just to start off with. Normally I go in with something way more subtle, And I'm also bringing it, you can see, pretty far into the inner corner, because when I cut it, I'm not cutting where my real crease is. You can see my real crease is really this tiny little line right here. I'm really extending this. I want my eye to look way bigger than it is, so I'm extending even where I cut the crease to. So I'm just going in with the shade Positivity on a really large fluffy brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics. It is their BH Pro 16 brush, BH Studio Pro 16 brush, and I'm taking this like pretty much all the way to the brow bone, and then kind of like taking my brush and kind of dusting it right over the brow. You could wait to do your brows last. I did have to touch up this brow, and it's not perfect because I didn't do my brows after, but it's not a big deal. Normally I don't take shades this high, and that's why I do my brows first. So you could go in with a transition shade on this palette. This palette has some really nice peachy transition shades. I would go with Love Handles for this look specifically, but I feel like if you go in with something like that, it tones down the vibrancy of this shade. So I really want this shade to peek through, so I'm just going in with it by itself. Next, on a fluffy Wet n Wild brush, this doesn't have a number on it or anything, I'm going to go in with the shade Lolli Mama. And I'm going to apply that right underneath, and I'm applying it only, like, the first place that I'm taking my brush is right on the, like, end of my eye and, like, where my brow arches. So you can kind of see this line right here. That's where I'm applying this color, and I'm just applying it in the crease, or a little higher than my crease, really, right above it, and then not picking up any extra product. This is the color that I went in, like, the lightest with. I didn't pick up too much of this product at all, or this color. And I'm just swiping it back and forth. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Therapy Sesh, and I really just need to get you guys to see a close-up of this color. It is so vibrant. I feel like the camera can't even pick up how truly, like, oh, it's just so good. So that is the shade that is really, like, accentuated the most on this eye. Even though there's a lot of stuff going on, I feel like that's the color that, like, you see the most of, because it's the one I have dusted throughout the look the most. So I love this color so much. So I'm applying it on the outer edge right here. Like, I still did the same theory, or like the same like method of applying it right here first. I am taking it further out and taking it inwards, but I'm kind of leaving this middle space blank because you see I applied a really dark shade right here, which you can barely see, but I want to make sure that that purple gets its moment. So I'm going to take a more defined Wet n Wild brush than the first one we used for the shade Lolli Mama. You see this one's a lot bigger and fluffier. This one's way more dense. I'm going to go in with the shade Not My Journey. This shade is really hard to work with, so take your time and just blend. Even when I was using it, I was like, is this going to look okay? But just take your time. Also, I feel like the brush that I'm using might not be the best. I feel like you need a smaller, more like movable brush, like the Morphe M506. It's kind of the same thing, but like this one has so much more malleability to it. I think it's better, but you know, I used this one. I'm not going to dirty another brush with some purple eyeshadow that I'm, you know, not really going to use that often. So I'm popping it right in the center. And if you have hooded eyes like me, I do have hooded eyes. And so like I have to, like, to show off looks like this, unless you're like looking at me, or if I'm going to take a photo, I really kind of like open my eye like this, because if not, you know, you lose some of the work that I've done. And in person it's fine, because I feel like I do a lot of like motions and stuff, but in a photo I really have to open my eye for you to see all that. So in that, like, for me particularly, I like to make sure that if I'm gonna do a cut crease this high and I need a shade to peek through, like even this one is barely peeking through, look at all this work that gets covered up. Like, you're only gonna see this much of it, but it's worth it because it creates like really subtle definition that you're like, wow, what is that? Like, it's so precise and pretty, but like you can't quite put your finger on it. Not picking up any more product, just what I initially went in with, and diffusing it. And then I'm gonna go back in with the shade Therapy Sesh. Okay, so then what you're going to do is take that Therapy Sesh shade on a larger brush and diffuse the rest of that purple, and really just smoke out this whole thing. And then before I cut my crease, I'm going to take more of the Not My Journey shade, super dark purple, and I'm going to pack it on this outer lid. I figured I would do this now because when I apply all of this other situation, like, I feel like it would just be a lot, and I didn't know what step to do this, but I knew I wanted definitely to have a deep outer corner. And I figured it would be best to just be able to pack on this purple real thick and get it nice and intense the way I wanted it to. See how vibrant this color is? So then, because it is a pressed pigment, I'm pretty sure like the formulation of this is too vibrant for it not to be. What I'm going to do is kind of like flick up my brush super softly. Yes, I'm getting some fallout, but I've already set my face with powder. If you do not set your face with enough powder, like if you like a dewy base, then I would recommend doing your eyes first and then going in. And what I would do is like do your eyes first, but don't do your lower lash line, and then finish up your lower lash line. But I have set my face with so much powder that like I can just dust this off and it's not even an issue. If you feel like you're not liking the way it's looking, or I think this looks a little patchy, I'm going to go back in with some more of Therapy Sesh and just kind of sprinkle it over both of these purples. So then I'm going to go back in with my concealer and the same brush that I used before, and we're just going to get to cutting this crease. And honestly, I've done this with so much practice over the years that like I'm really good at doing a cut crease without really messing it up. But if you have trouble doing it, the thing that I recommend to do, this is not how I did it, but like this is how I learned to do cut creases. So kind of want to do like eyeliner. So you just kind of want to stamp the color of your concealer where you want it, and then look up and roll your eye. So you know that at minimum, the line that you create has to touch this. So I'm going to take it, and I know I'm starting out here because I know that I want it to look like this. I think it makes my eye look so much bigger. And like that's what I'm doing with my eyeshadow, is really like making my eyes look huge. Okay, so that is it. That is the line. It is perfect. It matches up with the other one. And like as long as this line is up here is crisp, you can work with everything else. So just make sure that gets like you work on that first. And I am just doing this in a stamping motion. And then out here, I'm just going to take my finger. You could always use another brush, kind of like this one right here that kind of mimics a finger, but I don't have any nails on because just at home. So as you can see, and we have to set this quickly because you don't want your like colors, your eyeshadow to crease. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the shade Certified, which is the matte white, and the first thing I'm going to do is kind of stamp it in this beginning part of the eye that I think is really important for it not to crease. Then I'm going to take a flat but fluffy brush, and I'm going to mix the shade Certified, the matte white, and some of the shade Therapy Sesh to make it even more pastel-y purple. And I'm going to press that onto the lid. Anyway, so that is the base color, right? We're going to take the shade I'm In It, which is like that really shifty white like highlight shade that she has in this palette. And the first thing that I'm going to do is start with the crease. And if you don't have anything else, you can leave it at this. But I was looking through my glitters and like my pressed glitters and stuff, and I found this Ciate London eye luster cream shadow. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm a while back, and what I did was I applied some on my hand. So I thought it was a gloss the first time I got it, but you see it has that shift to it. This look is very shifty. So I really wanted to accentuate that. So I'm going to take just a little brush, and I'm picking it up with the brush, and kind of like this product dries very fast. I'm kind of dispersing the product out to the side. And I want this to look super like sprinkled with like magic, you know what I mean? Like I want it to look super ethereal. And you see I brought it in here just a little, but not too much. So then I'm going to take the shade Good Place on this teeny tiny little angled brush, and I'm just wetting it with my Mario Badescu spray, just like any spray you have. This is an eyeliner brush or like a brow brush or just an angled eyeshadow brush. I didn't have a purple eyeliner that was like this, so I decided to take a shimmer eyeshadow from the palette and use it as some really intense eyeliner, because I did feel like doing a purple eyeliner moment. Then when I get to the outer part of the eye, I'm stopping like the wetting process of the brush, and I'm just kind of taking it up. I wanted it to be really intense without kind of like setting it, you know what I mean? Like I stopped wetting it, and that way if I stop wetting it out here, I can kind of blend it upwards. Okay guys, so that is the top, and now this is definitely not complete without like a super blown out bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go in with some purple eyeliner. I actually have a really nice lilac-y eyeliner that looks very much like the shade Therapy Sesh. So this is the eyeliner from LA Girl. It's their Shockwave neon liner, and I have the shade Vivid, and I really took the time to smoke this on my lower waterline, and I even like let it get over because I'm really gonna smoke this. Because what I'm gonna do is take a pencil brush and the shade Not My Journey, and that's gonna be what I start diffusing with. And then I'm making sure to connect it out here in the waterline area so that I can kind of like flick it up. Then I'm going to take the shade Therapy Sesh. That is going to be the shade that I diffuse this the most with. So you could stop there, but I took the same little kind of like angled flat brush, and I went in with the shade Positivity, and I decided to bring that even further down. I normally don't do such a smoked out lower lash line, but I feel like with this look, it was just like, it was calling for it. Like, it was necessary. And then I'm gonna pop on some mascara. My favorite mascara for my lower lash line lately has been one from Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Wear Mascara, and I have the shade Very Black. Also, guys, I was going to use the LA Girl lashes. I actually took them out, put one on my eye, and they were not dramatic enough for this look. They're pretty short despite like how nice they look. So I think they definitely need to be worn with like a more everyday look. So instead, I'm going to go in with a lash that flares outward and is way more like intense and long. I don't know the style name of these, guys. I'm so sorry. My lips are still super moisturized, but that mask absorbed it really well. My lips feel super hydrated. Like, that is such a good product. But we're gonna go ahead and do my lips real quick. I'm quickly gonna use my favorite lip liner. This is the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Cafe. I picked up some of the new Wet n Wild lipsticks and I'm super excited. I did pick up one is that's like basically the same shade in like 2 different finishes, and then I also picked up a red. So I just want to show you guys them real quick. So the matte lipsticks are the ones in the black case, and then the white ones are the ones with like a luminous kind of dewy finish. So I picked up this red one because I really want to try it out. So you guys will hopefully be seeing this coming up in a video soon. This is in the shade Stop Light Red. I love me a good red lipstick. I either do nudes or reds, and I honestly like Wet n Wild has stepped up their packaging. Do you see how cute this is? And it's the same thing but in white for the dewy ones, or like the luminous lipsticks. So they're like the same shade, but in the luminous one I picked up a nude in the shade Close Off, and in the matte one I picked it up in the shade Bare It All. I swear they look like such a similar shade. You guys can be the judge. I mean, obviously a different finish. You can even tell in the tube, like this one is glossy and this one's matte. So I'm gonna do matte on the top and glossy on the bottom just to show you guys both of them. Okay, honestly, what a nice lipstick formula. And this one did come off a little bit glossy even though it's matte because of the base I had underneath. I'm gonna try the glossy one on the bottom. Okay, the glossy one is so glossy. I really like it. I definitely like the glossy one more. It's definitely less peachy pink. So this is the matte one and this is the glossy one. Again, the glossy one, which is my favorite, is in the shade Close Off. It is so nice. Like, I really like both of these shades because I always wear my lipsticks with like a nudie brown situation underneath, like in lip liner, but this glossy one, no joke, it's so nice. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, I do really think this is a great palette, super versatile. I really want to do like a really soft brown smoky vibe with this soon, so if you want to see that, definitely let me know. I will post that soon if you're interested. And yeah guys, I really, you know, I tried out some like really nice lipsticks in this video. I feel like it came together really nicely. So I really love this look. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.